by creating money out of nothing and flooding it into the economy and diluting the purchasing power. They're not really solving the problem. What they're doing is pushing it off a little bit into the future and making it worse. They really don't care about the future. It's the present that the political people think about. But the average person better care. He better put a stop to this, because if he doesn't, if we don't turn this around, we're heading into total economic anarchy. The purchasing power of the dollar, of the yen, any currency, the pound, all of it would be zero.
The evolution of money, and then how it segues into the misconceptions of what currency is really where the huge disconnect in society and our relationship with a store of value and a medium of exchange has been quite difficult for society to keep track of. The way it started off is you're a fisherman, you've got free fish, there's a farmer who's farming cattle. That farmer, for his family meal, might want a couple of fish, but he only produces cows. Then it's a question of, all right, is one whole cow the equivalent of 2 small fishes? No. So they were saying, okay, I've taken great effort in order to rear this cow, or I've taken great effort in order to fish these fish, and this is where the fair trade needs to happen. Then we got to a more modern state of trade where we had to trade across vast distances, and the value that we are holding as we travel across those vast distances needs to maintain its purchasing power. If I've got fish and I'm traveling from London to Scotland 700 years ago, I'm not gonna have good fish by the time I get to Scotland, right? So these are all the things that then, in the evolution of money and the evolution of human technology, we try to smooth out the trading process. The real initiation of hard money would be gold, would be silver, right? And I'd say that's where we really peaked as a global civilization, in order to have something that covers all the conditions of what makes money money, but more importantly is it maintains purchasing power, okay? And there's no degradation. The downside was it's not really that portable. To then step in the blacksmith, where people were depositing their gold with, who will hold the gold in his vaults or her vaults and issue a redemption certificate. Because people weren't redeeming their gold because it makes more sense to leave it in what you deem to be a secure location, then people start to trade the redemption notes, the certificates, right? It's basically no different than dropping off your dry cleaning off at the dry cleaners, right? And then you walk away with a ticket. I want my clothes. I don't want the bloody ticket. I will always take that ticket back in order to redeem my clothes, but that's what we should be doing. But when it comes to gold, we haven't done that. Right? And historically, we haven't done that. And that has allowed malevolence to seep in, corruption to seep in, and the expansion of promissory notes in relation to what you have in reserve. And this is where we segued away from being hard money that you can redeem one-to-one with your note, to being fiat currency, where the purchasing power and the creation cycles hold a whole nation on the whim of an organization, a private organization, where they can expand, inflate, and contract the money supply based on their own requirements and needs. The true debasement, really, of the US economy and also the political system in having accountability. It was a Bretton Woods Agreement, and that was Nixon that got rid of the gold standard.
Accordingly, I have directed the Secretary of the Treasury to take the action necessary to defend the dollar against the speculators. I have directed Secretary Connally to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold or other reserve assets, except in amounts and conditions determined to be in the interest of monetary stability and in the best interest of the United States.
The reason why you step away from gold is because gold is a regulator. It has a limited, finite supply. It holds you accountable and allows you to only issue based on what you can legitimately acquire. I genuinely believe that gold is going to be a very hot topic in these next up and coming months and years as to how we align our monetary system with our new political changes that are coming. We get these positive political changes. These new positive changes cannot exist with this monetary system and uphold the integrity that they're claiming they want to usher in, right? And that's where technology like clearly Bitcoin is going to be very important as a real bridge to collate all the assets, all the credits and debits, all the ledger balances, all debt creation, all assets in reserve, all inflation based assets as well. We get to do a whole audit trail and have order in the illusion of chaos publicly.